Welcome to lecture 2 hash functions of unit 3 hashing of the subject advanced data structure of second year computer engineering. Now in this lecture we are going to cover hash functions under which we learn mean square hashing, folding or digit folding and digit analysis method. Now here mean square method basically is widely used in symbol table, and what is symbol table we already seen in the last lecture. Now here the function mean square function is denoted by f of m, that is fm, and it is calculated by squaring the identifier value and taking the proper number from the middle of the result. So what your results we get after squaring each number, so we take middle bit of that number, and this middle bit value is treated as a hash address in the hash table HT. The middle bits of result depend on all the characters of an identifier. The different identifiers will result in different hash addresses even though some of the characters in identifiers are same. We'll see that in the next slide. Now assume that we are having r bits to represent bucket address, then there will be 2 raised to power r buckets, possible buckets, or size of the bucket will be 2 raised to power r. So that hash table will be having 2 raised to power r buckets. So if we have r is equal to 3, then that particular function, this table will be holding 8 bucket addresses, and if it is 10, that is bucket size is 10, then we can choose exactly one middle bit of the square of the identifier and can use it as a hash address in hash table. Now let us see this. The sample identifiers are shown over here in this table. Now we have identifiers 2, 15, 22, 86, 129. So for simplicity we have taken only numeric values as an identifier. So this can be anything. Now square of 2 is 4, 15, 255, 22, 484, 86, 7396, 129, 16641. Now as per our method, we'll choose middle bit. So as there is only one bit, so we'll choose that 4 as the address of 2. For 15, 2 is the middle bit, so 2 will be address of 15. So this way 22 will go to 8, hash address 8. Now if we use our simple method, division method, so in that case these two identifiers 2 and 22, if we divide it by bucket size, then they will yield the same hash address. Assume that we are using bucket size of 10, then 2 modulus 10 will give remainder 2, and 2 modulus 10 will give remainder 2, and 22 modulus 10 will also give remainder 2, and these two keys will be colliding, and this collision can easily be avoided using mean square method, as we see that address of identifier 2 is 4 in the hash table and 22 is 8 in the hash table. Now next method is folding or digit folding method. So in this we take an identifier and divide into small equal parts. Perhaps it may happen so that because of the size of the identifier, last part might be of smaller size and remaining part will be of equal size. Now the length of the bucket partition depends on the size of the bucket. So if we have a bucket size, for example, say 2-bit representation, so we can have 0 to 99 is the valid range, will be valid range for say length of the partition. So 2 bits will be the valid range, or 2 bits will be the proper length of the partition size. Now we'll be lining up all these parts from LSB to MSB properly. Now let us see that in the next slide. So here there are two methods to perform this addition. of different parts of identifier X. One is shift folding and the other one is folding at boundaries. Let us see shift folding method. So in shift folding method, all the parts except the last are shifted and are lined up so that LSB to MSB of all parts get added. For example, if we have a hash key X with value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 1, 1. So we'll divide it into 4 parts, assuming that the bucket size address range is of 3 bits. So we are using 3 bits here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here length is 3. And using this, we are separating this identifier into parts. After that, we add this. So here we are lining up all the parts except last one, and we'll add that. That results in 1379. Now, as we are having only 3-bit address range, so we'll ignore MSB and we'll take 379 as the hash address of this given identifier. Now let us discuss something about folding at boundaries, a method. So in this, we apply the same technique of partitioning the identifier into some parts. The rule is same. So we have divided this identifier X into 4 different parts. Here, one of the parts of this same number of parts is taken and reverse of that value, that particular part value is calculated, and that is used in case of addition. So instead of adding directly P1, P2, P3, P4 as we have seen in the earlier case, here reverse of P2 will be taken and these parts will be added to get some value, that is address value, and at that address value, keeping 3 bits in mind, MSB is ignored, and now this 577 will be address of this identifier X. Now in digit analysis method, the digit analysis method is widely used to store identifiers which are known in advance, and these identifiers are stored in static file. So each identifier X is interpreted as a number using some radix R, which is used for identifier in the list. Now using R value, each digit of identifier is examined for some pattern. We'll see that in the next slide. And if there founds a skewed pattern or a distribution is not proper, then those digits are deleted. If some X, that is identifier X, has some pattern, and with this rule, if we delete some digits from the identifier, whatever address we get, that is the hash address of that identifier X in hash table. The criteria of finding the digits to be used as an address depends on measure of uniformity in the distribution of the values in each digit that we'll see. So here, anything abnormal found in the patterns, that is discarded, and remaining uniformity in the pattern is considered. Let us see the next discussion. Let us see this in this part of discussion. We have 3 identifiers: 164337, 216335, 32368. Now here, if we see carefully, 6 and 3 are uniformly distributed in all the identifiers. And now we'll fix that location 2 and 4, that is digit position, rather I'll say digit position 2 and 4 will be chosen for each of these identifiers, so that will result in getting 6 and 3 from the first identifier, so that is 63, and if we reverse it, we'll get a hash address. So reverse of this second and fourth bit position digit will give us a hash address. So reverse of that. So we'll see the other methods in the next part. Thank you.